Good evening, dear sisters and brothers. Welcome to the evening session of Being Heartful Every Day with Swadhyaya. As we continue our reflections on the theme, the journey and the destination, today let us contemplate what happens when the journey deepens so much that it begins to dissolve into pure presence. On the spiritual path, we start by moving with intention, meditating, cleaning, praying, cultivating discipline, and these practices from the steps of the journey. But as we progress, something subtle begins to shift. The steps becomes lighter. The sense of I am traveling begins to soften. Instead of walking toward the destination, we begin to feel as if the destination is quietly approaching us through grace, through inner refinement, through the Master's silent work within. Here, the words of Babuji Maharaj become deeply relevant. The end of religion is the beginning of spirituality. The end of spirituality is the beginning of reality. And the end of reality is the real bliss. When that too is gone, we have reached the destination. This profound statement reminds us that the destination is not an achievement but a disappearance, the fading of all boundaries until nothing remains but the purest essence of being. In the early stages of the journey, effort is essential. We sit for meditation consciously, we clean deliberately, we pray intentionally. But as Daji beautifully explains, the purpose of effort is to prepare the heart so that naturalness can take over. A stage comes when practice no longer feels like something we do. It becomes part of our inner rhythm, like breathing, like love, like remembrance. This is the point where the journey begins to transform into presence. We start to experience moments where the sense of striving fades, and what remains is a gentle awareness, spaciousness, quiet and connected. The Master's guidance becomes subtle yet unmistakable. The heart begins to move in harmony with a deeper intelligence. And this is not the end of the journey, it is the beginning of a new way of walking. In Sahaj Marg, the destination is not a location or a mystical peak. It is the dissolution of everything that keeps us separate from the divine. And when the layers of our own creations they start to drop, when dependence on experience fades, when the ego becomes transparent, a new state emerges, the state of reality. And beyond even that, as Babuji said, lies bliss. And beyond bliss is the silence. At this stage, the journey and the destination are no longer two. The seeker does not reach anything. The seeker simply disappears into the vastness that has always been there. Dear sisters and brothers, as we continue walking this inner path, let us also share its beauty with others by inviting them to experience heartfulness through the master classes and the BHED sessions. You'll find the additional reading material and the videos of Revered Daji on this theme, which are available on the Heartfulness app. And you can access this material under the Sunday 9th November tab. We encourage you to make use of this additional reading material to deepen your understanding of the theme. Our inspirational reading continues from the chapter 2, The Journey and the Destination, from the Heartfulness Way book 2 by beloved Daji. And since we will not be displaying the text, we encourage that everyone has their own copy of the book and read along. Every return to these pages reveals new insights as repetition gently deepens our inner understanding. Let us now open our hearts to the inspirational reading from the book, and we are starting again from page number 26. You can let your awareness rest lightly on the heart and feel the journey unfolding inside. without any expectation or resistance. Daji, please speak to us about the journey. In our pursuit of self improvement and deeper understanding, is there an overarching purpose that unites all human beings? Is there something beyond our everyday activities that we strive for? A good place to start is the idea often attributed to the French philosopher Pierre Teilhard de Chardin that we are not human beings having a spiritual experience. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. The human experience is the playground of duality, light and dark, good and bad, right and wrong. Perfection lies in the spiritual dimension, not here. I would expand upon the Chardin's statement to say that we are both human beings having a spiritual experience and spiritual beings having a human experience. We are learning to integrate the world of matter and the world of the spirit so that both are enriched and potentized. If we explore our life's purpose and goals in this context, there are short term day to day goals like being punctual for meetings, spending time with loved ones, getting a good night's sleep, planning meals, and getting enough exercise. There are lifelong goals like realizing the highest purpose of life itself. And there are in between goals like planning a career path and raising a family. Short term goals change all the time. A 4-year old wants to ride bicycle one week and learn to swim the next. A young adult wants to become an astronaut, a diplomat, or a dancer. A parent wishes to support the family. An elderly person wishes to care for the grandchildren. Even short term goals teach us many life lessons. The spiritual goals we hope to attain in this life are the highest goals described by Maslow in his hierarchy of needs: self actualization, and finally, transcendence. It is these goals I would like to focus on here, as they are the goals that relate to the mystical quest of realization. Yet, even the spiritual goals keep changing along the way. In the beginning, we crave to understand ourselves, the universe, the purpose of life, etc. Until those answers come, our minds remain restless. Peace comes once we transcend that stage. Later on, having attained peace, we crave something higher, and now it goes. Maslow's highest goal of transcendence has its equivalent in Babuji's writing as complete oneness with God. He called it the real goal of human life, and he went so far as to say that if we attach ourselves to that highest goal, all the other goals in our life will naturally fall into place. But what does complete oneness with God mean? We are venturing into the great unknown, expanding consciousness as we go. So our awareness changes as we move higher and higher vantage points, like higher and higher lookouts for the mountain air. Some people long for oneness with God from the moment they are born, while many come to it later in life or in future life because it is part of a much bigger cycle of a soul's existence. Dear sisters and brothers, we'll take a few quiet moments now to assimilate the meaning of these words and allow the teachings to sink gently into the stillness of our heart. We will now prepare ourselves for the universal prayer and Friday 9 p.m. meditation with beloved Daji. All brothers and sisters are being filled with love and devotion, and real faith is growing stronger in them. सभी भाई बहन प्रेम और भक्ति से भर रहे हैं और उनमें सच्ची श्रद्धा दृढ़ होती जा रही है. May we remain in the remembrance of beloved Master, and may we always remember that our inner journey is guided by His light. May the path become simple, natural, and filled with surrender. And may the destination reveal itself not as a far off goal, but as the divine presence already blooming within. Dear sisters and brothers, as you prepare for the rest tonight, reflect gently. Was I able to observe moments today where effort softened into ease? Did I feel, even briefly, that something deeper was moving me from within? And offer the day into the Master's care, releasing all striving, all analysis, all questioning. Rest in the awareness that the journey continues even in the sleep, through His grace, through His love, through His silent transformation in us. Whisper inwardly that may my steps dissolve in you. Dear sisters and brothers, thank you for joining this evening session, and we look forward for the morning session that is going to happen at 6 a.m. and we look forward to your presence to participate in the same. And until then, wishing you a very good night and a good rest.